Good morning. It is Saturday, March 4th. Is it the 4th? Is it the 5th? It's a great question. I figured I'd do just a quick weekend vlog for Tropical Readathon and have my cats pick my reads. So let me introduce you to the candidates. This is Diva. Her favorite activities include yelling until you pick her up, licking anything, faces, ears, shirts, blankets. Yeah, and being adorable. She also loves to chase the other cats around and pretend she's playing. But then if they try to play back, she's not playing and she'll smack them. They're very afraid of her. And she's a certified chunk. This is Whiskey. His favorite things are bonking his head into anything he can find. Legs. He loves a good leg. And sleeping. He's such a sweetheart. Look at that little face. Yeah. And he only likes being held if he can be twisted in weird positions. And we all know and love Vino. I'm not gonna pick him up because he doesn't like it. Yeah, bud, I'm talking about you. His favorite things include pulling off his collar. Toy, the favorite string toy. And sleeping in my room and waking me up at 6:45 a.m. Isn't that right, bud? Yeah. There's Whiskey. There's some other cats, but you know, those are our candidates for today's Pick My Book. One of the reasons I wanted to do a weekend vlog is because this is my last full weekend before Spain. So I have to do a lot. I have to get a lot of stuff done. And you know what I really want to do? I really just want to play The Sims. But I finished a book last night, so I'm going to let one of the cats pick my next read. And hopefully I'll finish it this weekend. What should I pick to narrow down for them is the question. Well, I have a couple different audiobooks checked out, but I have a couple books that I don't have audio or ebooks for, which means I have to read them physically, which means I should probably not take them to Spain. So if I want to read any of those now, that would be the time. And then I might be going out to dinner tonight because last night there was a huge snowstorm and I had plans with a friend and we mutually were like, no, this is not happening. So maybe that'll be tonight. And Sunday, I have zero plans. Kind of should go to the grocery store, but also I'm going to be gone the week after next. So I just need to make it through the next week. Guess we'll find out what I do. So I figured out what books I wanted to make Diva choose from, but she's sleeping in her little heated bed right now. So I guess that's gonna wait until she wakes up. So fun fact, my best friend had plans today, now she doesn't. So I'm actually gonna go to Ann Arbor the day after a huge snowstorm. The roads will be fine. It's actually really sunny out, but am I gonna have time to read today? Probably not. I'm still gonna have Diva pick a book and then I will read it tomorrow. Or if she picks one, but let's talk about the books. One of the options is Prince Lestat by Anne Rice. I do have the audiobook of this, so I'm kind of hoping she chooses this because I could listen to it in the car on the way to my friends. This is the 11th in the Vampire Chronicles series. I believe that in this book, there is some sort of voice commanding older vampires to do stuff, and old vampires are killing new vampires, and it's the extinction of the vampire species or something. And somehow Lestat is gonna fix that because of course he is. Next, the other squeaks. Bruh. I'm not petting you. The other option is Out of Character by Jenna Miller. This is a coming-of-age YA story. It's a brand new release, came out February 7th. Sir! Sir, you're not picking the book. And this involves a girl who role plays online and is part of fandom. And I don't know much about it other than she's plus size and maybe there might be a love triangle. Sir, you are too big to make biscuits on me. Look at this boy. This is Squeaks. I think he's been in another video, but he is just going ham on my stomach. Bro. I need to get the last book. The other option is Vicious Spirits by Kat Cho. This is the sequel in a duology. The first book involved a kitsune who like steals men's souls. Sir. And she fell in love with a high school boy. And in the process of that, bro, your nose is wet. In the process of her falling in love with this boy, they also met a demon, and I think the boy's best friend is the other character in this. So his best friend is a girl, and she gets involved in this whole world with kitsune and magical demons and stuff, and she and the demon fall in love, I think. But there's probably some like overarching mystery to that book that I just don't know about. Those are the books that I want Diva to choose from. I'm kind of hoping that she chooses Prince Lestat so that I can listen to the audiobook. Bro! This cat. Sir, what are you doing? What? He's gonna try and bop the phone. But Godspeed to future me. Okay, Diva, I'm gonna put treats on all 3 of these books, and whichever one you get to first, that's the one we're gonna read. Diva. All right, she found the lid. Diva, pick a book. Pick a book. Ma'am, there are treats on the books. I don't know how the other people get their cats to do this. Diva, there are treats on the books. You're so dumb, babe. Baby. Turn around, there are treats on the books. Whiskey's gonna come get some. Ma'am, please. Ma'am, please. Diva, turn around. All right, Puff's gonna come get the treats. Puff, what book do you pick? Everyone's congregating on Prince Lestat. Oh, has Diva figured it out? She sure did. What a dum-dum. All right, well, Diva's pick is out of character. Puff and Whiskey are thinking Prince Lestat. And Squeaks is just like, hey, can I get in there and get some treats? What chaos. Well, she didn't even eat the treat. It's right there. She just licked it. I guess we're reading out of character. I have done absolutely 0 reading. I got Diva to pick a book yesterday, and then I have not read it yet. It's now Sunday. We'll see if I start it today. Hopefully I will. But yesterday I went to see Operation Fortune with my friend, and it's the new Guy Ritchie movie with Jason Statham and Aubrey Plaza and Carrie Elwes and Hugh Grant, and I enjoyed it. It was fun, but it wasn't as good as other Guy Ritchie movies. Like, I'm a huge Guy Ritchie stan, and so I don't think it was as good as The Gentleman or Rock'n'Rolla or even The Man from U.N.C.L.E. It was fun, it was fast-paced, it was pretty, but I think the characters weren't explored deep enough. They were funny and quippy, and there were interesting dynamics on the team, but they just weren't explored enough. I wanted more. I think my favorite character was Hugh Grant, actually. That's just how it is. So it was good, but it wasn't great. I'm glad I saw it. Say hi, Diva. You're a star. Okay, I am 3 chapters into Out of Character, and I am really liking it so far. We've gotten the setup. Our main character, Cassidy, has been role-playing online for like a year and a half, roughly, and she started doing this when her parents started fighting more. She only really has one high school friend. She's in her senior year, and she uses this like online role-playing community to escape. And she's making a lot of good friends on there, but no one in her life knows about it. Not her parents, not her best friend, no one. And then also in these first couple chapters, we find out she has a crush on a girl at school. That's about it. We have like the main conflict set up. Her parents have been fighting and now they're getting a divorce. Her mom is moving away, has moved away in the third chapter. Very sudden, very startling. And she roleplays online in her favorite fandom called Tide Wars. I am excited to see where this goes. And here we have the girl who chose the book, Diva. She likes to lick my shirt. Stop licking. Baby. See? Look at that. Stop licking. What's wrong with you? She's like, you need to be groomed, girl. Diva. Unapologetic. Let's talk about Out of Character. I am 148 pages in, about halfway through. Hi. I'm liking it. I didn't realize it was set in Minneapolis, which is very exciting. The love interest works at Spy House Coffee. Very cute. I'm surprised Glam Doll Donuts hasn't been mentioned, but you can't have everything. And now she's licking the blanket. That's her favorite thing to do. Bam. Bam. It's her blanket at this point. She just does not care. Things are moving very fast. Diva! Things are moving very fast for the romance, and that's like addressed and is purposeful. It's part of the plot. Really? The main character is mentions that things are moving fast and she's a little hesitant about that. She still hasn't told anyone about her online role play, and that keeping that role play a secret when it is such a large part of her life is Diva! It's a very interesting conflict. Ma'am. Okay, bye. We've had a costume change, but Diva is staring at me and she's probably gonna jump here any second. There she goes. Come on, Diva. Anyway, let's talk about Diva! Out of Character. Where I'm trying so hard, and she just wants all the attention. Baby. Look at that little face, though. She's so happy. Okay. Focused. We are focused on the book the Diva chose. You chose this. She says, yep, it smells like food still. So, characters. We've got our main character, Cassidy. Her parents were going through a rough time. Her mom up and leaves chapter 1. Super traumatic. She's trying to deal with it. We have her dad, who is some sort of surgeon. So he hasn't really been there her whole childhood. He's there and he seems nice, but them doctor hours. So her mom and her have had all of these things that they do together, and that they are their things to fill time, because she spent most of her time with her mom growing up. Traumatic. That's the big emotional plot. And then we've got Cassidy's best friend, Tate. He is her next door neighbor. He is a hockey player. They have a pretty good relationship. We see her help him create a Halloween costume to impress his girlfriend. We have Taylor, Cassidy's crush and love interest. She is nerdy, but not into Tide Wars the way Cassidy is. She is very into Cassidy. It's a very high school relationship, which is, it's cute to read about. I haven't read a true YA contemporary in a while, and I forget how much I love them. Just teenagers trying to do their best in tough situations, getting to know the character and their school friends, and it gives very comforting vibes to me. Then we have Cassidy's online roleplay community, which she and her best online friend Rowan are the moderators of, and they sort of started this thing. And then they have Autumn, Karina, and Holly. Autumn, Karina, Holly. I think those are the other 3, and then Cass and Rowan. So there are 5 of them. And in between each chapter, we get a little role play scene. And sometimes it's between Cassidy and Rowan, and sometimes it's between Cass and other people. Very interesting. I'm loving that. As someone who has role played online with friends, it like the tropes that are happening in the role play. Like, oh, I've played through that. Like, one of the characters has a nightmare and the other character comforts them. Hi, Squeaks. Now we got the big boy. I am just a way station for cats, honestly. They come and they get their pets and then they leave. Oh, you are gonna get white fur all over this black sweater. I need to go out. Those are the characters. Those are the conflicts. So Cassidy has her online life that she is prioritizing above everything else, above her girlfriend, above her schoolwork. She's a senior in high school, so she has to apply to college, and she missed the early application deadline. Gasp. But there's still time. I'm liking it. I'm halfway through. I don't know where it's going to go, which I think is nice. But also, when I'm reading, I'm kind of just like along for the ride. I don't want to say I've turned off my planning ahead brain, but if I'm thinking ahead to how this might end, then I'm not in the moment of the book. So, Squeaks. Sir. These cats. No respect. No respect. Let's talk drawbacks. Right now, halfway through, there isn't really anything I'm not liking. I think the writing is solid. I like the characters. I will say the stakes seem quite low because, you know, okay, you don't get into college the first year, you just go again. And her grades are slipping, but it's not like she's had a meeting with the principal to say, oh, you're in danger of not graduating. So the stakes are really low. I'm not understanding the characters' like worry, I guess. And that is making some of the conflict seem a little, not dumb, but because it's so low stakes, it's like, okay, but it's not that big a deal. Apparently, when she was younger, she got really involved in The Sims, like obsessive, let everything slide. And now she's afraid that if her father finds out that her role-playing is the reason her grades are slipping, that he will take away the role-playing, like, community, that he'll like ban her from it, ground her from it, whatever. And on the one hand, in the first couple chapters, they gave us a history for that like fear because they did take the Sims away from her. On the other hand, it's like, I don't know, the issue isn't the game. The issue is the world around the game, where like role-playing is more important than life because life is sucking right now. So maybe you should work on the life not sucking instead of taking away a comfort mechanism. So that's one of the reasons she has kept this role-playing such a secret, is because she's afraid her parents will stop her from doing it, which means I don't know why she hasn't told her best friend. They seem to have a really good relationship, so I don't think he would like make fun of her or whatever. I think it would make more sense because he has like mentioned that she just like sits at home and watches Netflix or whatever. So it would make more sense if she told him, no, actually I'm role-playing and hanging out with like online friends. You know, like that would just make more sense as a friend. Then the other part of that is she hasn't told her girlfriend. And I kind of get that one in that in their very first interaction, the love interest / girlfriend makes a joke about Tide Wars, says she doesn't like it or it's overhyped or something like that. So I get why she wouldn't tell her like, oh, I'm really into it, so much so that I fanfic roleplay. But as their relationship is progressing, it doesn't seem like it's that big a deal. I don't know. So I guess that's my main issue, is that the conflict isn't that big of a deal. But it's also YA, and this is like an internal character struggle. And while it doesn't seem like a big deal to me, it is clearly a big deal to the character in her life and something that she is struggling with. But it makes for like I don't know, I guess that's why it's comforting to me, because I feel like the ending conflict can't be that big of a deal because the conflict isn't that big of a deal. I don't know. I am liking the book despite, you know, the conflict and the stakes being really low. I like the characters. I like her relationship with her dad and how that is evolving now that the mom is gone. I really want it to deal more with the mom being gone and the mom leaving and that trauma, because I think right now our main character has just, she's in denial. She's just pushed that aside. She's not thinking about it. She's not dealing with it. So I think that might come to a head in the end. I'm hoping to finish it this weekend because it has been a whole week. And then I'm going to Spain on Monday. It is currently Saturday. I'm leaving Monday. So I gotta finish packing and I gotta finish my audiobook, and I have a lot of things to tie up. And this is one of them. So I will finish it before I leave, because I'm not taking this book to Spain to read the last like 20 pages. It's a hardcover. It's going to take up weight and room in my suitcase. I'm not doing it. I'm going to finish it. Quick update on Out of Character. I am 220 pages in, and the stakes have finally gotten higher. I know I talked about that in the last update. So we did have a teacher finally call out the main character and be like, yo, your grades are crap. If you want to go to college, you need to step it up. And we also had sort of a deepening of the girlfriend versus role play kind of storyline. Our main character's secrets are starting to close in. The lies are starting to like loop around her, and then there's a complication with the mom storyline, and we are getting into the harder hitting section of the book. I am very excited to see where this goes. I really like our main character, and the decisions she's making are, it's teenage stuff. She is afraid of certain things. She wants to do the right thing, but she's just a kid. So I'm really liking it, and next update might be when I finish it. I guess we'll see. Final thoughts on Out of Character by Jenna Miller. It's been like a week. I've been to Spain and back. I'm very tired, but I really enjoyed this. I think it's a great coming of age story about fandom and how even innocent lies can really start to pile up. I think it could be a good allegory for being queer. Even though like the characters are queer, it's about hiding a part of yourself from the ones you love, and how it not only hurts you, but it hurts them too. And the people who you really love will be there regardless, or who really love you, I should say. This was super cute. The characters were well fleshed out. I think the romance storylines were well fleshed out. The fandom experience seemed pretty true to life. When you are like role playing, when you're really in it with your friends, it feels like it's going to continue like that forever, but it doesn't always, and it can't always. So I thought the friendships were depicted really well. I know that earlier in this vlog I mentioned that like her problems don't seem that huge, or like some of the issues are really blown out of proportion. Like I didn't understand why she was keeping this such a secret from all her friends and family, but I think the closer we got to the end and her realization and like everything coming out, the more I understood why our main character was the way she was and why she was doing this. And on top of that, she's a teenager. She's like 17, 18. She's getting ready to go to college. I think it's very easy at that age. God, I sound so old. I think it's very easy at that age for things to feel world-ending and out of proportion and huge and be-all, end-all. So I get it. I was skeptical at first, but I liked the book overall. So I gave this, I think I'm giving it 4 stars. It was good. I'm excited to see what else this author comes out with. Yeah, so Diva picked a good one. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, you could subscribe, but really, you can do whatever you want. And I'll see you next time.